Hey everybody, it's Brandon with RPG Overviews, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at a product called Shadows on the Ferry. It's pay what you want on drivethrurpg. I'll have a link down in the description. It's a pamphlet-style zero-level funnel adventure for use with Where Shadows Fall, which in itself is a DCC-compatible game of modern fantasy horror. So it uses the DCC game, so you'll need that book to play Where Shadows Fall. And I'll have a link down in the description for Where Shadows Fall if you want to pick that up as well. So it pretty much is a standalone game and setting. It uses the base mechanics for Dungeon Crawl Classics, and it says you're going to explore new races, new classes, and new secret societies and factions. Magic, myth, and modern sensibilities collide where shadows fall. There is a shadow over our world that hides the truth. Humans are not alone. So what Shadows on the Ferry does is it is a introductory zero-level funnel so that you can start off your characters. And let's take a look at it. So the first thing, it's going to be on a ferry boat. That's where the location is. It's going to be anywhere in your game world, as long as there's a boat, it says, and regularly transports passengers from one port location to another. And of course, right off the bat, it says the ferry is operated by actual ferries, but they are out of sight in the engine room prior to the chaos of the adventure. There should be more passengers than there are PCs. That's pretty helpful in case your PCs die a bunch. You can replace them with the PCs or the passengers on the boat. So that's pretty helpful. There's a couple accessible areas that you're going to find for them. It's going to tell you about the shadows. Normal humans may encounter magic and fantastical creatures and see them for what they are in the moment, but the mind will attempt to rationalize it once the moment has passed. So that's pretty interesting. Kind of reminds me of what Call of Cthulhu kind of does as well. And characters who survive the funnel and achieve level 1 will no longer be subject to the obscuring aspect of the shadow. And those human characters who survive but are not selected to gain a level will rationalize the experience and return to the humdrum of their mundane lives. So as you can see here, a short introductory funnel for 12 to 20 zero-level characters in Where Shadows Fall. And then, so it's really only one page, and there it is right here. It's got a couple of phases, and pretty much you're going to be able to mill about, it says in the upper decks. And it seems like there's a swarm of birds or large insects that descend down on the ferry. They're actually these things called pester demons, as you can see down here at the bottom. And if we go look at pester demon, one thing I like about this is that they only do 1 damage, which is cool. They don't have any bonus to initiative or attack bite. So I'm thinking of this in the terms of a funnel. This should be fairly easy, except for, of course, their spells that they have. They have cantrip, charm, person, force manipulation, ventriloquism, levitate. So that's gonna obviously create a lot of hijinks. And it says they're actually not demons, but they're a kind of tiny fairy with a rather demonic looking visage and a penchant for causing mischief. So that's interesting. And so they're going to flood down the stairs to the lower level, and half will terrorize the passengers. If half the pester demons on the upper deck are killed, the remaining half will attempt to flee to the lower level to rejoin their kin. So that's interesting, of course. And then you're going to have phase 2. What they're going to do is they're going to go below and they're going to try to overcome and tie up the 6 fairies who control the ferry. And it's kind of weird saying that, the fairies who operate the ferry, and have seized control of the boat. Their goal is mayhem. So the judge should be over the top with describing the chaos. It is up to the PCs to either defeat the pester demons or escape the ferry. The pester demons, if left unchecked, will take the boat on a joyride before crashing it into either a larger boat or the harbor. So both of those are not good things to be a part of. They'll also be running, it says, causing a ruckus among the vehicles, so you can go down to where the vehicles are. And then in phase 3, it says whoever elects to, if the PCs elect to escape the boat, they may do so by launching an inflatable life raft. They can, of course, fight them. They'll find the radios destroyed by the pester demons, and will need to free the ferries to get the boat back on course and prevent disaster. At least 2 of these ferries will be needed to gain control of the ferry back, but any less than 6 will require help from the PCs. And if your character is a tech whiz, you can always take the place of one of the ferries if you know something about technocrud, if you wish. And then it says, however, the PCs reach land, players should determine which of their survivors to level. And then this is, of course, the neat thing is, how is this spun with the real world? The rationale, if you wish. They will believe that a locust swarm collided with the boat, causing chaos to ensue. Some of the birds must have flown into the engine room, causing damage and affecting the operation of the ferry. This will be the story that circulates in the media. adjusted as needed to account for whether the ferry reached the dock safely or was destroyed. And then it says leveled human PCs will be immune from this effect of shadow and will now see the truth, including the immediate rationalization of their fellows. So we've got our stats for the Pester Demon. It spells, they have iron vulnerability, and that's it. So a pretty neat way to start if you're going to play Where Shadows Fall. Again, I'll have a link down in the description for that as well. And you can see how this kind of leads from a pay what you want or a free adventure or product that takes you to the full game. And so that's one of the reasons why I really like doing these videos on free and pay what you want products. So there it is, Shadows on the Ferry. See you next time.